if you have to give University of Florida credit, I thought that they did a much better job than we did sticking with their game plan. I thought for them to being down, but they were at halftime, come back and make the adjustments offensively and defensively. Mostly defensively, I thought that their energy second half created some turnovers. I thought we made some poor decisions. They got the momentum. We never seen them ever be able to get it back in. First half, I thought that we played with a lot more energy, kind of knowing that we had some rotation guys, some healthy guys that we could utilize. But I also think that from a coaching staff standpoint, I gotta get a better handle on how to rotate and utilize guys who have not played at all. So it's a little bit of a challenge for us as well as our players now as we try to integrate guys who have not played at all back into our system. I thought that I was very impressed with Chandler Jackson. I thought he managed the game real well. I thought that we got Dante hadn't played since in January of his high school year, so just getting on the court for him was progress within itself. Obviously, Naheem was a little off there a little bit because he hadn't totally 100% recovered from his injury, but I thought he gave a pretty good effort. Cam Fletcher, he was challenged a little bit by upset stomach, but you got to give credit to Florida for just going out and doing what they had to do the second half, put themselves in a position to win. It's not easy to go on the road, be down 17 and a half, and come back and try to figure out a way to win. So you have to give them the credit for their focus, their consistency throughout the game. And my hat goes off to them. Any questions?
Coach Golden talked about your team beating the scout, he said, in the first half, and then kind of pivoting to, you mentioned the defensive pressure. What was it about that? I mean, it just seemed like it was giving you all a whole bunch of problems.
Well, we there's certain demeanor you got to have when we face the pressure like that. And there are some fundamentals that we just haven't mastered yet. That's the call I could, to be honest with you. I thought that we've always been able to fight pressure. And tonight I thought we gave into it. They started two little point guards, and I thought that our guys didn't handle that very well. Just the deflections, the steals. I think they might have poked the ball from us about 4 times, and I think they might have scored on all 4. Getting easy baskets on turnovers that I think that we could have handled a little better. But that's their aggressiveness and our inability to handle the pressure.
Did you feel like, do you think it was Florida coming in the building or getting some guys back that brought that energy in the first half?
I thought it was as much, I thought probably a little bit of both. We had tremendous respect for Florida's program. We knew that we were going to get their best shot. And we kind of had the upper hand on them for the last couple of years, and rivalries don't like that. So we just got to adjust how are we going to perform with now the new addition of some guys we got back healthy. And as coaches, we're going to have a little more confidence in those guys and not put our guys in situations where they got to play as many minutes as our guys had to play in relation to how we like to play. Some people can do that. That's not how our program is built. We need to keep electing for people to play 3 4 minutes. 4.5, sometimes 5, and take a blow and someone else come in and give them the same level of effort. And we have not been able to do that, so we got to get in the rhythm back now. But we hopefully, for too long, can be back in sync playing the way we want to play.
Over the years, we've heard you talk a lot about how important it is to ball movement and pass, get a number of passes and touches. What do you think is contributing right now to the long stretches of sort of that a lot of dribbling and one-on-one?
Well, in the past, we've always had some veterans, some 3rd and 4th year players who've been around, kind of set the table. Now what we're doing, we're playing with guys we're still trying to teach them. And our system is a little different than what they've become accustomed to. And we have not mastered that yet. We're not in sync. We normally make 230 passes a game. I'll be surprised if we made 75 in the second half. And a lot, it's not as much the dribbler as much as somebody really being a good receiver. You know, we got guys they're not we're not moving enough to make ourselves available for catches to reverse the ball. A lot of guys come from programs where they run a lot of sets, and so they don't require them to move as much. That's part of what we thought we had saw. We worked on it all summer, and I think we'll get there. I think we'll have a learning session tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but on Sunday. We're taking a mandatory day off tomorrow because we have 4 games the following week in 8 days. So we gotta keep teaching, keep holding them accountable, and see whether or not we can stop this skid. It's a long time since we've had to deal with this many losses in a row, and especially at home. And so we gotta take some pride in how we address that and turn it around.